President Muck, peace. I'm at the Studebaker Car Show swap meet in Southbend, Indiana today. It's at the St. Joseph County Fairgrounds. I don't know if you can see behind me much, but it's got an open car show and a Studebaker car show. Generally, the Studebaker car show is a concourse car show where they judge them out, they go by points and all that. And I'm going to try to get you some videos of a lot of cool Studebakers, and we'll see what else they got. So, yeah, we'll have a good time. Peace. You can see this is a supercharged Studebaker, which was an option. Most likely this is the R2. Oh, wait. R2. So you're talking it was a 289 cubic inch motor, supercharged, and put out about 1 horsepower per cubic inch. And it's a power shift model, so it's an automatic. And you have another supercharged R2. That one is not a factory color, but it is beautiful. Beautiful. Look at the interior of this guy. And then we have this. These are neat if you've never seen this. So this is a Daytona Wagonaire, as they're called. You can see the sliding roof. They use these to film Mr. Ed. It's one of their claims to fame, but you could haul the refrigerator in them, a stove in them, whatever, pull your boat. But yeah, this is a nice looking model. I actually had one of these for a good little bit. Sold it years ago. But this one also has a V8 in it. Could be a 259 or a 289, either one. And we have a Champ pickup, which greatly resembles the Lark in the front end. And you can see how the bed sticks out. They actually use Dodge beds, step sides and fleece sides. That's why the bed sticks out a little bit instead of matching the cab. We have another Wagonaire here. It is supercharged R2 Wagonaire. Yes, that was an option you could get. This particular model has air conditioning added, which Studebaker did not do with the supercharged versions. They just didn't have room. And the little Lark. And I believe that's a C cab. And never forget about Studebaker's military work. I think it's the B-12 bomber. The B-12 bomber had a Studebaker engine, Studebaker made engine, I should say, because, you know, World War II, all the factories went to work mode. So these are the famous bullet nose. They got their design kind of taken off fighter jets, which Studebaker did quite a bit of. They liked aviation. Like the Avani that I have, it's engine compartment, or not engine compartment, the interior is way aviation inspired. These are cool little headlight rings. Got a little Studebaker emblem right in the middle. But the little teal Lark is cute. This would be a Studebaker Hawk.
This particular model looks like a 57. 57, yeah. My partner in crime confirmed 57. And so this particular model, see how it's got the hood scoop. This should be a Golden Hawk, but nope, it's got the Sweepstakes 289 in it. So they made the Golden Hawk in 57. The Golden Hawk was supercharged. Excuse me, 56. It had the Packard V8 in it, and they had a different fin on them. So I'm confusing my Studebaker history, but these were just sexy cars. I mean, look at the dash on these guys. Oh, Muck restored one of these one time. I'll find the video sometime and post it. It's just a picture slideshow, but it's there. And look what we got over here. Plain sexy. And there's a card too. Surround headlight, most likely a 63. There were a few 64s that were round headlight, but not very many. See what I was talking about aviation inspired dash, levers. Look at the headlight switches. This is what they called an R1. This was a naturally aspirated 289, 240 horsepower. It also had an R2, which I said earlier was supercharged, 289 horsepower, and then an R3 that was 304.5 cubic inches.
He would always, like against Buicks or whatever,
and supercharged. They did have an R4, but it was never a sold public option. That was twin supercharged, 304.5, and Andy Granatelli took it to 197 mile an hour in 1963, maybe 4. But anyway, the Avani itself reached 173 mile an hour in 1963 with the R3 engine option, which was bone stock, purchasable by the public. And to compare that to something, the 65 Ford Cobra reached 165 mile an hour at Bonneville. So they were fast. Studebaker was quite an interesting company. So you can see this big guy right here is actually a cover for the oil filter. These are what they call a partial flow oil filter system. Originally they had no oil filter system on them, and they added that, so now part of the oil flows through the oil filter, and at least some of it gets filtered every time you run the car, instead of like today's motors where everything goes to the oil filter unless there's an issue. And you know, everybody nowadays, we probably won't see one here, is talking about electric cars. It was actually Studebaker's first car was an electric car. I don't remember exactly what year, 1906-ish, somewhere through there. They were making wagons and like horse-drawn wagons and stuff like that, and made an electric car. And you could get any of the engine options in any of the body styles. Studebaker wasn't picky. They would set you up. That's a nice color. Four-wheel drive Transstar. think this is a Commander. Pretty sure. Let me get up here a little closer so I can see. Yes. Commander. Studebaker was all about luxury. They really put out a nice car. Here we have a supercharged Havana. See the orange supercharger sticking out there. Round headlight, again 63. They didn't make a lot of 64s. Most of them were 63s. Seems like 800 and some. Less than 1,000. You got a interesting. Somebody's had fun with that. It looks good. 58 Champion. For sale. I don't know if you can zoom in on that. 11.5. It could be yours too. And this would be a 63, I believe. Maybe a 64. GT Hawk. They changed the roof design, removed the tail fins, added chrome, changed the roof. Brooks Stevens designed it, or did the changes. I mean, the front end's still, Hawk. So let's just do this. Here we go. So here's a 56. At the front end, roof line. Here's the 64. Front end, roof line. So you can see the changes. They changed the grill shell. They changed the lower grills, a little above the bumpers there. But the hood is actually the same for the most part. The 56 has a little different scoop on it, but from 57 up, they have that same basic scoop design. And then you can see the roof line difference. Old two-door Champion. Look at that cruiser. Wish I could catch one of these with the door open. Studebaker was big on their Larks with the flat floor design, so the ladies wouldn't catch their heels getting out. So you don't have that kind of step up when you're getting out of a Studebaker. They're just flat. See, this is a 62. See above the bumper there? That's the difference in the 3s and 4s versus the 62. The 62 still had the Brooks Stevens roof line, but it had the 61, an older style grillets above the bumper. Lots of 56s here today. So this, I assume, is an Avani 2. Looking at the seats, it doesn't have the Studebaker S, doesn't say Avani 2 on it, but it's got the side marker lights that they didn't do until the 70s. Square headlights. Should I? I'm gonna stay to the back so you get the full experience of the Studebaker, and you can see the ass end of some of these guys. Got one over here I'm going to swing around to you real quick. I hope you guys don't mind my radio voice. I've been practicing it, trying to cut down some of my twang, as people call it. But it takes some concentration. I just get to rattling and I start getting more twangy. Notice the older body styles. You can tell that's just like the late 50s and early 60 Hawks. But look at the door line. See how they had the recess in the door? That's kind of like a cherry color. It's a good looking color. Right, now to the other make section of the show. If you don't recognize a Bronco, I apologize. It's a 66. This one's a little newer. I'm not sure. I'm not good at Corvettes. It's got an LS motor in it. I'll tell you that. It's not a split window, so I'm saying like 65-ish, 66-ish. That would be a 55 Tri-Fi. And the original mullet. Well, maybe not the original. I think the Ranchero came out before the El Camino. Not sure though. Maybe somebody knows. You can leave it in comments. There's a Studebaker. It's always been my favorite style of Corvette. And this one is particularly a 63 split window. I always loved the hood louvers. I realized they weren't functional, but I loved them. '65 Malibu. Square body, dual headlights, so 80s. American Motors. Yeah, it's Ambassador. I wonder if it's got a 327 in it or a, they have a 273 maybe?
There it is, Jane Melody, one of the most recorded songs of the 20th century. In fact, over 1,500 recordings of Unchained Melody have been made by more than 670 artists. And of course, the biggest version, Righteous Brothers, one of our most requested songs here at 60s Gold. Saturday morning in Pond Parker, you want...
Cadillac. Always known for having the long cars. I don't remember what year it was, but in the 70s there somewhere. Maybe it's the Lincoln Continental that was going to end up longer than the Cadillac, and they actually extended the Cadillac nose by like 3 inches just to make sure they had the longest car. Useless information by Muck. Bro. Teardrop hood is what that hood scoop's called. Always kind of my favorite style hood scoop. And there is another nice Cadillac. And then you got a little Beamer. And this is a GMC. Were they Diablos or was that a Virgin? Let's go over here and look just so we know. Sprint. How to get that close to it to be able to read it. Plum crazy. Got a Buick Regal. Super Sport Impala convertible. I believe a 65, I think. Nash Metropolitan. This is a 49. One of the interesting things in my book is that they went with the flathead. I don't mean the V8. And look at their little dual carb setup. Very, very interesting. I don't know the story behind this, but it is signed all over, and that is cool. Looks like by children, most of it. Maybe not, but really neat. I wonder if that's a chalkboard paint, if it washes off when they redo it. Very cool. I like the unique Buick Riviera, dubbed the boat tail Buick. This is the distinct feature of the rear deck lid and window. Big 455 under the hood. Maybe a Yenko Chevelle. Says it is. So rarity if it is. Yenko was a dealership. They modified Chevelles and Camaros, Novas that come in, and they were fast as the fast. Wonder how come nobody puts an LS swap in a VW Bug. Has anybody done that? Send me a video if you can find that. I want a video of that.
Morning, everyone. As we approach lunchtime, don't forget the Starlight Cafe is open with all your usual. We are the Starlight Cafe. Is
Anybody ever heard of Jeff Gordon? Jeff
room, which is right
Jeff Gordon? Gordon? I don't know who that is.
Walk back the opposite way, just there, and look for the
Rainbow
sign that says
Warrior.
Starlight Cafe. It's just as air conditioned as can be, and they'll be happy to take your order with hot dogs, pulled pork, Polish sausage, and more as we roll to the
Car guys doing what car guys do.
Also, judges are still on the deal. At a point when we're all done, we will call to make sure that everybody has been judged. And we will do that in just a little while. Thank you.
That is a DeSoto. Not something you see at every show. This I couldn't have named if you gave me time.
Biggest thing is I can get all over the road and like.
Piece. That's it from the Studebaker Car Show swapping here in Southbend, Indiana, St. Joseph County Fairgrounds, 2023. So hope you learned something, hope you see something you like, and if you find these guys out in the field, save them. They don't make them anymore. Right in the